Tonight is the 36th meeting of the 145th Council of the Corporation of the City of St. Thomas.
I feel great. It's an honor and a privilege to be selected by Council, that they have the confidence that I'll be able to do the job. And my goal is just to provide a seamless transition, if I can, just to help Council for the remainder of the term. Well, I've read the budget binder. I've gone through the information. It's very well laid out. I think St. Thomas is in a great position with the Yarmouth lands and the tax revenue that they come, but it won't come right away. So I think the city, we need to pace ourselves to make sure that, if there's requests and things for the city. I think a lot of people in the city have lots of money, but those tax revenues won't come till about 2030. So I think it's just, we have to pace ourselves with requests and just be mindful of the budget constraints that we have right now.
Families and individuals can protect themselves by avoiding handling of any birds that could be infected with avian influenza. So that includes all live wildlife birds, if possible, as well as any that appear to be sick or dead. If you encounter a bird that is sick or dead, please contact your local wildlife authority to report this. Avian influenza has similar symptoms as seasonal influenza. So we're talking about fever, cough, chills, body aches. So it's important to contact your healthcare provider if you have any of these symptoms and you've been exposed or in contact with a sick or dead bird in the last 10 days.
We are doing our groundbreaking event for a 6-unit townhouse. Not only is this just 6 units, there's 6 additional ARUs in the basement, additional residential units, to provide much needed affordable housing for people here in St. Thomas. This is our first go at these specific ARU style townhouses. First block of 6, like I said, with 29 more to go. Well, essentially, you'll have a family, buy a single unit, so the main, the upper, the basement, and they have the ability to rent out a legal unit in the basement. So often you get multi-generational families, or just someone offsetting their mortgage and renting it to a student or someone that works at your grocery store.
But it's a self-contained unit. And whereas if you were to rent a new apartment in St. Thomas in a high-rise, it may cost you anywhere from $2,200 to $2,500 a month. Yep. These units will probably rent out for $1,000 to $1,200 a month, which is or half the cost.
Well, we've been adding to our community improvement plan, our CIP program. It was originally developed to help people build accessory units, say, above downtown stores and such. And we realized we need all the housing we get of every type. So we've expanded and started to utilize our community improvement plan in many different ways. And here's one. In a new build, the builder is building a home, but providing an alternative unit in it. So we want to help them with that funding so that in the lifetime of the home, it pays us back incredibly. We've never done it in new builds before, mostly because we hadn't been asked, but we should do it everywhere where we're finding an accessible, affordable unit. So here we are.
2, 3, go. This new fire station will provide the community with a state-of-the-art building and technology that will serve the fire department and the community for 50 years and beyond. The equipment that has been installed here will ensure the health and safety and well-being of the firefighters beyond the calls that they attend, giving them the ability to thoroughly decontaminate themselves, their equipment, PPE and their clothing before they leave the station. Strathroy-Caradoc currently has 68 volunteer firefighters that serve across the municipality. This is a dedicated group of selfless volunteers that protect our community. So I'd like to acknowledge these members, many of whom have had long service with the department and have seen many changes.
Firefighter cancers are what's killing firefighters today. So when I get a chance to walk through and see the design of decontamination and keeping gear rooms clean and additional processes for taking care of our firefighters, that's great to me because I'm also a firefighter. So good job on this beautiful hall.
This building's for the community, but to me it's for our firefighters, and all of our firefighters, whether it's here in Strathroy or Melbourne or Mount Bridges, can rest assured that myself, I see Deputy Mayor McGuire and all the council are dedicated and will do what we can for your health and safety.
Came here last February on an interim basis to fill what's to be an interim vacancy. Council just wondered if I would stay, get them through the last year of their term with some stability and some momentum and continue to do some good work for the community. Well, I think there's some really good projects that we've undertaken. We've completed a customer service strategy, which we're starting to implement. Undertook the salary administration review, which helped us because we had a number of vacancies this year. At one point, we didn't have a building division. I think we've created an environment that people want to come and be a part of now. And, the beat in the community is that there's some change happening. I want to finish off some of the projects that are ongoing, and we need to continue with the customer service strategy. I need to complete the Adelaide Metcalfe agreement and get that in place. And then there's we're discussing a few other spin-offs that might come out of that as we wrap that up, which will be, again, building for the future. Council, in their foresight, created a document this year, Vision 2025, and there's a number of activities and sort of visions that are coming out of that we need to start to put some groundwork to, because as we know, 2055 will be here quicker than we know it, and if you don't start doing some of that work to lay the foundation, you'll never get there.
It's extremely exciting because London Health Sciences covers a very wide area in southwestern Ontario. So over the years, a genetic cure for sickle cell disease was developed, and it was offered in the United States and other places first. And so this is the first time it's available in London. And we offered it a year ago, and now it's been a year since the successful transplant.
I feel way better, yeah. I've really noticed it because I don't really push myself like that. Because before I did the procedure, me and my brother used to go to the gym 5 times a week, and I'd do good there. And sometimes I feel weak after, but then I like to see how it is now.
So the fact that we are able to do this at this level actually helps us to provide equitable care to the community, as well as for ethnic minorities, as well as try and expand this care at the local level so that the patients and the families don't have to travel to other areas to get this procedure done. So it's definitely a game change.
The doctor just don't only see us as just a patient, they see us as a family. They were concerned about our future, Jamari future, this, and not only the doctors, the social workers and so on. So it's it's really good to know that when people are concerned about your future, not only about just your health, but also your future plans and so on. That's amazing. Yeah, so I want to say, big thank you to everyone.
This is a very large-scale project. We're ultimately going to be doubling the size of Southside Park. So we're going to be adding an additional 25 hectares of land. So the connection will kind of come underneath the Parkinson Bridge, through pathways, and then through Caudle Park, which exists now, and kind of connecting right through to what we know as McWhinney Park, which is the very southern portion closest to the 401. The primary use of this new space will be more passive recreation. So we're going to connect the properties through paved trail system, and we're going to be adding a natural playground, outdoor education area. We're going to be naturalizing a lot of the property. There's a lot of wetlands on that portion of the property, so we're going to be rehabilitating them. So we really want to have a lot of different connections between the community and this park, and we think that public art is a good way to kind of incorporate another element outside of typical recreation, just different ways for people to enjoy the space.